Hey everybody! Today is one of my favorite lessons we'll be doing for scaling up your eBay store, leveling it up, making it findable on eBay, helping you make as much money as you possibly can. This is really the biggest steps that I took in making over $30,000 on eBay over the past couple of years as a side hustle. So. Take a seat. It's very simple, but there's a few very important things that hopefully most of you would already be doing anyway, but just a gentle reminder if not. So, if you want to level up your eBay store, first thing you need to do is make sure eBay picks you up on their algorithm. Just like YouTube has an algorithm for putting the right video in front of the right person at the right time, eBay has an algorithm for setting your items from your store toward the top of their search list. If you ever wonder why you see certain cards or items that you're looking for on eBay at the top of a list, there's generally a pretty good reason why that is. So today we're going to look at what exactly helps YouTube put your listings at the top of, not YouTube, eBay put your listings at the top of their page. And really it comes down to a couple very simple things, but there's one process that you can do to help get your items noticed. And truthfully, this will help you also sell your items, sometimes even at slightly above comps if they're in good condition and you're trusted, but we'll get to that. So the key, add 10 items per day. Now, the reason I'm putting this out here, I mean, I'm sure many people know this, but this information was given to me free when I started, and I wanted to pass it along on a platform that more people can see it. So it seems super simple. It really is. There is a bit more to it, but the gist is 10 items per day. If you're putting up 10 items per day on your eBay store, you will be seen more. Mercari tells you straight out, if the more you list, the more you're seen. And it's not just because you have more items on your store. I mean, that certainly helps. But for eBay, the more you list, that's the more money that they will make. And so they'll put your stuff at the top of their, you'll end up more at the top of their search bar. They don't search out like, okay, this guy hit 10 items a day, we're going to put him on the top. That's not necessarily what they're doing. But the more you post, the more you will appear in people's searches. And I can tell you from my own experience, when I do a week straight of posting 10 items a day, and that's 70 items a day, so that's another piece that we'll talk about here in a second. But when I get on a streak of posting 10 items a day, I mean, the sales, the offers, things just flow in at a high speed. I mean, in the last 3 months on my eBay, I'll show you this real quick. Wasn't planning on doing this, but if you look here, my last 3 months on eBay, it's backwards, but it's $11,654. And that is a result of having some nice items and some nice items selling, but having consistently listing items on eBay, even if they're dollar items. If you're running low on your fancier cards or your games, list $10, $5 items. You don't have to put $500 worth of stuff up on eBay every day. Just put 10 items. I don't care what they are. Another trick you can do is when some of your items, your listings have been like stagnant for a while, sitting for a while, go back, check, make sure, do comps again, check prices. If the prices dropped, adjust your prices, but relist those items, because relisting also counts as 10 items a day. So as you start filling up your eBay page, like mine currently still only has about, I don't know, about 650 items on it. I have a 10 million item limit and a $10 million limit. It's tough consistently keeping high inventory in your store, especially as a side hustle, because not everybody wants to go and throw $5,000 in inventory or more. Um, so I get it. It's tough, but everybody has bulk. List lots. I have a friend who routinely lists lots of like 10, 15 cards at a time. And then, when they sell for 20 or $30, first of all, that's a solid profit for just bulk. And second, it gets you listings. So it's really important to hit those 10 listings every day. Now, if you fall off a day or you miss a day or two or you take the weekend off, is that going to negatively impact your overall bottom line? No. It happens to me all the time. Especially when I was teaching, there's just days where you can't list 10 items a day. It probably takes 30 to 60 minutes to list 10 items a day. That might be an over-exaggeration. But if you're doing it the way I do it, which is basically step one, look for comps. Find a comp sale that you like. Click that item. Click sell one like this. eBay will populate all the information from that previous sale. Double check to make sure it's all accurate. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people misidentify the parallel of a card, or misidentify the print run of a card, or misidentify any number of things. I don't know if they do it intentionally to try and sell a card, but make sure all this stuff is correct. But when you click sell one like this, it imports all of that data. It populates everything that you'll need. So that cuts down your listing time dramatically. So otherwise you'd have to type in all that on your own separately. So do that. For your description, mine is very simple. It's see images or see photos for condition. I try to take as best pictures as I can for quality purposes, so people can see exactly what card they're getting. They can see if there's edge wear, if there's corner wear. I typically try not to list super damaged cards, but if there's a super damaged card, I make sure that that's there. And if it's super damaged but it's hard to see, put that in your description. But I'll typically, my descriptions are see photos for condition, ships in box, or I finally started shipping items in plain white envelopes using eBay's standard label. It's like $1.32 for shipping for somebody, so it saves them $3 to $4 on shipping. But typically, if my card is worth $15 or more, I ship it in a box. I have this fear of my items being damaged, and I have this terrible fear of negative feedback. So that's it. That's all I put in my description. When I get to pricing, take a look. Often eBay will show you all of the cards that have sold and what price they sold at. And so you can typically put your price. What I like to do is I put it at the at the top of comps, not over comps. I try not to go over comps unless I'm sure the card value is going to continue to go up, which is very rare. I have a Paul Skeens Kaboom that I have above comps because I'm pretty sure at this point on September 15th of 2025, I'm pretty sure he's going to win Cy Young. So I feel like that card value is going to go up. But you can go at the top of the comp range and then accept offers anywhere in the comp range. If you're really pressed to sell an item, you can accept whatever offers come in. I really encourage you to wait for a good offer. There have been times where I've been really tempted to accept an offer that was pretty low, and then I waited, and a day or two later it sold for either full price, or somebody comes in with a comp that's only like 10%, or an offer that's only 10% below what you have listed, which is still in like the medium range of comps. So I get it. Sometimes you're tight pressed for cash. You need money pretty quickly. But if you have the time and the patience, people will buy your cards, especially if you have a brand that people trust. It's not just about getting your listings seen on eBay. It's creating a brand that people trust. I apologize for my little face being there. We're going to move me to the center of the screen. You might have the best stuff available. You might have product that people really want. You might sell sealed products from, say, I don't know, Pokemon from, 2005 that people really want. Or you might have some like really beautiful Shohei Ohtani rookie cards, what have you. If your feedback is littered with negative reviews, with issues, people are going to be hesitant to buy from you. All right. When I'm buying, I typically look for people who have like a 99% positive feedback. If they have 100%, that's great, but I know that doesn't always work that way. And eBay is adjusting feedback in the very near future. So overall, try to maintain a positive feedback. Try to take care of your customers. USPS, they lose a lot of stuff. Or sometimes, especially on a different site, when I ship using non-machinable stamps, sometimes they have very big issues. Sometimes they charge extra postage. Take care of your customers. Take care of yourself. We'll talk about that postage situation in a different video. But take care of your customers. Create a brand that they trust. Take good pictures of your product. Be honest. Be open about it. I had somebody who messaged me about a card and said, hey, do you think this will gem if I send it to PSA? I was totally honest. I said, no, look, if I thought it would gem, I would have sent it to PSA. I took even more detailed pictures than I had, and I circled where the 2 blemishes were that I thought might make it like a 9. So it would still be near mint or better. But I really didn't think it would gem. Now, funny enough, that card, I eventually sent it in anyway because I was like, all right, this is a nice, low-printed autograph of Fernando Tatis Jr., maybe I'll get lucky and the PSA gods will help me out this time. And they did, actually. That one came back at 10. I have many issues with PSA. We'll talk about it in a video in the future. But I do also appreciate them. It's a love-hate relationship. But that one did end up gemming out of pure luck. My point is, the guy was very thankful that I was honest. Because I potentially saved him X amount of dollars in grading fees, especially if it came back at 9 for him for whatever reason. But that honesty will bring people back. I have plenty of repeat buyers, and repeat buyers are huge, especially on eBay. If I have a seller that I trust, and I just found a new one that sells sealed product that I will use for my breaks because they typically have relatively cheap pricing. They shipped so fast. It came in 2 days later, and it was exactly as described, and it was protected. It was in a box. Like, it was my happy zone for shipping. I will go back to them. I will buy from them again, and I will be a repeat customer. That's huge. Okay, so 10 items a day. Quality pictures on your listings. Your description doesn't have to be super detailed. Make sure you explain. Make sure your pictures are quality so that your description doesn't have to be super, super fleshed out. People have questions, they'll message you. Explain how it's going to be shipped. If you're going to ship it in a plain white envelope, make sure they know that. If you're going to ship it in a box, make sure they know it. If you're going to ship it in a mailer, let them know. That will never stop me from buying from anybody. But I would like to know how my cards can be delivered. I just assume if I'm paying $4 in shipping, it's coming in a mailer because they're typically the cheapest. So quality listings, quality pictures, trusted brand. Make sure the quality stuff, that's how you become a trusted brand. 10 items a day, and you're going to do well. Okay? You're going to see your stuff increase. When I started on eBay, it was mostly video games. Once I started listing 10 items a day, I mean, it takes a few days, but once you get that going, you will notice it. I would be surprised if you don't. With that said, this method basically requires you to have at least a $5 beginner storefront for eBay. The reason that is because with that $5 storefront, you typically get around 500, free listings a month. And so if you're doing 10 items a day, that's 300 to 310 items a month, unless it's February, 280. You're going to need those free listings because eBay will charge you a small fee per listing if you don't have that store. So you pay $5, but you'll end up making more. And honestly, as you continue to grow like I have, you'll end up having to upgrade to the next store anyway, which I had to do over the summer. So 10 items a day, quality listings, be trusted, be responsible, don't rip anybody off, be reasonable. If you don't like an offer that somebody sends, try to be respectful. I always say thank you for the offer. Comps are at this level. I'm trying to get this much. This is the lowest I can go. And then I'll counter or I'll decline. Sometimes I'll just flat decline without anything if the price is like rudely low, and people typically don't say much. A lot of times there's resellers trying to buy for low. So stand your ground, be respectful, be trusted, do good, don't be sleazy, and you'll find yourself growing on eBay. But the 10 items a day is what you want to really get your eBay store off the ground and rolling. And again, eBay was not a full-time job for me, but I made $30,000 over the last couple of years in conjunction to teaching on eBay by itself. And that doesn't include the $60,000 I made on Whatnot or the $6,500 I did on Mercari. I don't know what I've made on TCG Player. Not a crazy amount. Cards typically are cheap on there, but it works. It works. And, if this can help somebody get moving on eBay, then I'll feel good about it. So, again, leave comments if you have any questions. I'm going to link my Whatnot link below if you want to sell on Whatnot or buy on Whatnot. Clicking either of those links helps out. And I will also leave the link to my Skool page. Really, all the Skool pages is this on there. I'm not going to put anything on Skool. That won't be free on YouTube. Paying for the Skool is essentially just to help me out and to have quicker access to me. With that said, this being such a small channel to begin with, if you leave comments on the videos, I'll do the best I can to reach out and help you with any questions you have. Because eBay is a much bigger beast than this. This is just to help get you started and moving. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back soon.